Alright, you're welcome. In this video we're going to be creating buttons, specifically radio buttons. You ask yourself, what are radio buttons used for? Radio buttons usually are used for web forms where, for instance, you have to answer a yes or no question in a survey, for instance, or maybe you need to, your user to either accept or decline a terms of use form on your web page in order to proceed. So that's where you use radio buttons. I'm sure you must have seen where they ask if you'd like to accept terms and conditions. Maybe you're opening an email address and the final condition is that you either accept for them to, for a particular action to take place or not, and you have to answer yes or no, or you have to answer yes, or you have to answer accept or decline. So we're going to demonstrate how you create such radio buttons. The first thing you do is to write out the text for your radio button, whatever it is that you want it to be. It can be yes or no, it can be accept or decline, and so on and so forth. But in this particular case, I'd want to use accept and decline. So the first one will be accept as our first option, and then we'll come down here and we use our input elements. Remember, for buttons you use your input element and then you specify the kind of buttons that you're working with, you know, just the same way you would do for a text box. So we use our input, and then type would be equals radio, because we're working with a radio button. Okay, and then the name would be equals accept or decline. Accept or decline because we are working with both options in this instance. And then the value for our button, we'll just put two quotation mark. We'll just put it two quotation mark. In this particular video, we're not going to be talking about the value. This is for the server side, so when we get to network security and PHP, we'll talk about the value. And then we're going to create the decline button. So first of all, create the decline test. So that haven't done that, you come down here and create the input element. The input type would be radio, like we did in the first one. And then name also, this is the crucial point, the name on the first button has to be exactly the same with the name on the second button. So it should be accept or decline, just like you did in your first button. So they both should match, there shouldn't be any difference. Otherwise, this should be in quotes, otherwise you have a bit of malfunction. What happens is both buttons will become active, and you don't want to have that. They become active at the same time. So having done that, we simply just save. We hit refresh here, and you see they are stacked side by side as an inline element. So we want to have this as a block element. That's the standard way that this is displayed on websites. So we'll put our line break in between the first button and the second button, and then we save. So we have it. I think we should add one more line break to create more space. Okay, and you save that. Okay, good. We refresh and we have enough room here. So if you see now that when you click here, you can only select one. If you click on this, the other one will not be highlighted anymore, and then the button here will be highlighted. So you can only select one option at a time. So what if, for instance, you were to change the name that is written here? Let's say maybe you add in a number or whatever, just add, let's say we'll add 2 to this, accept or decline 2, and then we save. When you do this, you will see that both buttons become active at the same time, and you cannot select one and leave the other one, and we don't want that to happen because the wrong value will be sent to our server. So the name here must match with the name here, and that is how you create your radio buttons for your web forms. Okay, so that will do it for this video. It was a short one. Thank you for watching. In our next video, we'll continue on with buttons.